If you've ever left a conversation with your partner feeling confused, exhausted, or somehow like the bad guy, even though you're not even sure what just happened, stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to explain has a name in psychology, and once you understand it, you will never look at certain relationships the same way again. Welcome back to Psychology on Love. Today we're talking about something that sounds dramatic, but is far more common than most people realize. We're talking about dating a narcissist, not the version you see in movies, the loud, obviously arrogant person who brags about themselves constantly. That version is easy to spot and easy to walk away from. The dangerous kind of narcissist is quieter, charming, sometimes even sweet in the beginning. And that is exactly why so many smart, emotionally intelligent people fall for them without ever seeing it coming. So today, we're going to walk through 10 psychological signs that show up again and again in relationships with narcissistic partners. If even 3 or 4 of these feel familiar, I want you to keep listening, because by the end of this video, something might click for you that has been sitting in the back of your mind for a long time. Let's start with the beginning of almost every one of these relationships because it rarely starts with red flags. It starts with something psychologists call love bombing. In the first weeks, maybe even the first few months, everything feels intense. The compliments are constant. The attention feels almost overwhelming in a good way. They tell you that you're different from everyone else they've ever met. They move fast, talking about the future before you've even had 10 real conversations. It feels like a fairy tale, but here's what's actually happening underneath. This isn't love, it's a strategy, even if they don't consciously realize it themselves. They are creating a deep emotional attachment quickly, so that later, when their true behavior starts to show, you'll already be too invested to walk away easily. Once that attachment is built, the second sign usually appears, and it's a lack of real empathy. Not the fake kind where they say the right words when something bad happens to you. The real kind. Watch how they react when you're actually struggling. Do they ask questions about how you feel, or do they somehow turn the conversation back to themselves within minutes? A narcissistic partner often treats your pain as an inconvenience, something to move past quickly so the spotlight can return to them. Which brings us to sign number 3. Everything eventually becomes about them. You'll notice a pattern where your achievements get minimized, but their achievements need constant recognition. Even your bad days somehow become about how your mood is affecting their day. Over time, you start shrinking yourself without even realizing it, just to keep the peace. The fourth sign is one of the most disorienting, and it's called gaslighting. This is when you clearly remember something, a conversation, a promise, an event, and they insist it never happened or that you're remembering it wrong. At first you brush it off, but it keeps happening. And slowly you start doubting your own memory, your own perception, your own sanity. If you've ever thought to yourself, maybe I really am too sensitive, or maybe I am overreacting, when deep down you know you're not, that is gaslighting doing exactly what it's designed to do. Sign number 5 is the need for constant admiration. Narcissists often need a steady stream of validation, and when they don't get it, their mood can shift quickly. You might notice that compliments have to keep coming or tension builds. It can feel like you're managing their self-esteem for them, on top of everything else in the relationship. The 6th sign is something psychologists call triangulation, and it's subtle but painful. This is when your partner brings up an ex, a coworker, or even a stranger, comparing you to them, or mentioning how someone else finds them attractive or impressive. It's not innocent conversation. It's designed to make you feel replaceable, to keep you a little insecure, a little more eager to please. Sign number 7 is a pattern of blame shifting. In a narcissistic relationship, conflict rarely ends with accountability. Even when they are clearly at fault, somehow, by the end of the argument, you're the one apologizing. They are incredibly skilled at flipping situations, and over time, you start believing that most problems in the relationship are actually your fault. The eighth sign involves boundaries, or more specifically, how they react when you set them. Try saying no to something, or asking for space, or expressing that something hurt you, and watch closely. A healthy partner listens and adjusts. A narcissistic partner often responds with anger, silence, or subtle punishment, making you feel guilty for having needs at all. This is one of the clearest signs, because love should never require you to shrink your boundaries to keep someone happy. Sign number 9 is what's known as intermittent reinforcement, and this is honestly one of the most psychologically powerful things happening in these relationships. It means the good moments and the bad moments are unpredictable. One day you get the sweet, attentive version of them back, the same version from the beginning. The next day, they're cold or dismissive again. This inconsistency actually makes the bond stronger, not weaker, because your brain starts chasing those good moments, the same way a slot machine keeps someone pulling the lever. It's not weakness that keeps people in these relationships. It's brain chemistry being manipulated, whether they mean to or not. And the 10th sign, the one that ties everything together, is this feeling of walking on eggshells. If you find yourself constantly monitoring your tone, your words, your mood, just to avoid setting them off. If you feel more relaxed when they're not around than when they are, that feeling is information. Your nervous system is picking up on something your mind hasn't fully admitted yet. Now here's what I want you to understand. If you recognized yourself in several of these signs, this is not about blaming yourself for not seeing it sooner. Narcissistic relationships are specifically confusing by nature. They're built on cycles of affection and coldness, apology and blame, closeness and distance. That confusion isn't a flaw in you. It's the actual mechanism of how these dynamics work. Awareness is the first real step. Once you can name the pattern, it starts to lose some of its power over you, because you stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start asking, "What is actually happening here?" That shift changes everything. If this video described a relationship you're in right now, or one you've been in before, I want you to know something important. You are not too sensitive. You are not imagining things. And you deserve a relationship where love doesn't come with conditions, confusion, or constant self-doubt. If this resonated with you, hit subscribe, because on Psychology on Love, we break down exactly this kind of thing every single week, the real psychology behind real relationships, so you can understand not just what's happening to you, but why. Drop a comment and let me know which sign hit closest to home. I read every single one. And if you know someone who needs to hear this today, send it to them. It might be the thing that helps them finally understand what they've been feeling. Thank you for watching. Take care of your heart, and I'll see you in the next video.